Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to a very unexpected, except for when I mentioned it in the last episode, new episode of Swindon't You Forget About Me. It has been a long summer. They seem to get shorter and shorter on this game. I don't know why. It doesn't seem to take very long to go through the summer anymore. It used to take ages. But I think that's because I'm not searching quite so heroically for players as much as I was during these few years here. Because we already have a pretty decent team. Now, there have been some things going on. There have been some things. One of those things is that we are indeed increasing our stadium capacity. So it's, this is confusing, right? So it's reduced by 3,028 whilst they add 6,750. So it means that it should end up being nearly 40,000, I think. It's kind of hard to say. Do you add the whole lot together? I'm not 100% sure, if I'm perfectly honest. Anyway, it should be done at the end of the month, actually. So it should be done soon. We're also getting our youth facilities upgraded. And I tried to ask for a new feeder club, but unfortunately the board said that we didn't need one. Maybe I can go and ask them again now. Will we have the option open again? Yeah, feeder club. Let's try that one. They don't seem to really... Yeah, they don't like me very much. It's a bit of a strange one. Ask about the training facilities. And they apparently can't find the funding for a new training. Okay, well... Oh, yeah, I see we've gone down from being rich to okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, anyway, so... that was a fun and very interesting little bit of admin to start the game with. The new video with. But yeah, so the stadium's being increased. Media-friendly Millie has become favoured personnel. None of the rest of our players at all have joined us on the list, except for, of course, Lloyd Wilmot and his stupid ability to be better than me. I've revamped our scouting a little bit. I've revamped our staff, so we now have loads of coaches. We've got rid of some of the more naff ones, which I'd picked up at the beginning of the Premier League jaunt, whose contracts are running out. I let them expire and brought in some new ones. And, which is good. In fact, one of the scouts I brought in, is he a scout? I have at least one... Oh, yeah. So Dariusz Krzyżanowski, who is, in fact, outspoken Derek with low self-belief. But it's outspoken Derek. He's come in as a scout. He's a decent scout. He's not that great, but I just thought it would be fun to have him with me again. The Śląsk legend. Look how many assists he got. It's ridiculous. Anyway... the most important thing, the thing that Sam will be looking forward to most, is seeing who we brought in and who we let go. So let's have a look at that now. It's quite the list. First player out the door, Milan Gilic. Still a very good player. Arguably could have played more last season and arguably could have stayed on for another year. But I decided that we've got other players coming through, as you'll see soon. So I decided to let him go. He's gone off to Montpellier. And I think, we actually made money on him somehow at the age of 31. So that's not a bad result. Bye, Milan. Thanks for your hard work. Another player who's been sold was Christophe Martin, who at 21 hasn't quite expanded as much as I wanted him to. He did well in his appearances last season, actually. His overall rating of 7.4. He 7.14. He kept sort of stepping in to help with... Champions League games, weirdly. He played excellently against Real Madrid, but he's not good enough generally, so I thought we'll get rid of him. Speaking of getting rid of, I got rid of Manuel, who hasn't played well. Oh, sorry, complete lie. Played very well, and stuff, but the point is I found a replacement for him who's better. And I thought, well, we'll get some money out of him. 6.5 million. I needed some money to bring in a few more things because they gave me some money, but I spent a lot of that, as you'll see, on 2 or 3 players. So we need to get the money in. What I was meaning when I said the player who wasn't playing very well, that was Javier. Javier here sold him for 4.3 million to Banfield, having signed him on a free from Recreativo. He did do okay for these 3 seasons, but again, he's what, 30, and he's outside of that top green bracket. I thought I don't really want him if we can get better players in. And we already have Charmy, who's better than all of those 2 guys that I showed you who've left, and we've signed someone else. So I thought, why not get rid of him? Another player who has gone is Lloyd Wilmot, who, money-grabbing bastard, has gone off to fucking Qatar. Absolute monster. He's on £61,000, so he's got a massive pay rise as well. And he's only on a 1-year deal, so I could approach to sign him. But he's not interested. He's doing well, though. 4 goals in 4 appearances, 1 assist. His first game was 1 goal, 1 assist, and an average rating of 8 point something. But yeah, last season he didn't do very well. Only got 2 goals in the league, which I think was enough to get him his 200th goal for Swindon. But he just wasn't good enough anymore, unfortunately. And whilst being a legend, I couldn't be bothered to have him around. Like you can see that he's gone downhill a lot from the size of his chart. So yeah, he was an absolute legend. Apparently, a bigger legend than me. And so yeah, got rid of him. Another one who went out, Ray Griffiths, no loss. Then I decided I would really try and help Brighton this season, so I sent them Audrius Somelis, who, despite the fact that every big club in the country and the world wants to buy him, is pretty rubbish. But I think that a proper season on loan at Brighton might help him. I also sent them Nick de Grice, and I sent them Iwaki Mendonca again, and I also sent them Thomas Bogrud, who is good. I want him to have a little bit more game time. He's playing well for them so far, which is good. But he wouldn't get the time in our team, so I thought I'd let him go to Brighton. Then another player we sold was Rodriguez, the nice left midfielder who's always complaining, always weirdly scoring headers despite only having 8 and 9 on heading and jumping respectively. Was complaining a lot last season, doesn't play well. As you can see that his average rating never actually got very much higher than 6.8. Although apparently, where did he play so well? Okay, so he did excellently in the Cup last season, apparently. That's what's upping his overall average rating. But yeah, he wasn't that great. We managed to make a profit on him, and that's not bad. And I've got someone in who's better. So good, but thank you, Rodriguez. Just Jeff finally has left the club for £2 million. He went to Vitesse, which is probably his level. He didn't play well at Leicester last season. He didn't play well at Bayern and the season before that. Well, he did okay at Bayern, I suppose. And he was never... Well, he was good for us, but I think we got the 2 good years out of him that we were going to get because he's... he's a good finisher, quite quick, but I don't know, just didn't really do it for me. He's also got big, tired eyes, which is not a thing that I want in my strikers. Speaking of, Clement Ngabezi, we took a massive hit on him to sell him to Paris Saint-Germain, having signed him for £17.5 million. We sold him for £1.9 million 2 goals later. So, disappointing, but... he just didn't do his job, even though you would think he would do, but whatever. Then we have another player, so Mauricio Arias. He's looking very good now. I sent him on loan to Dortmund for 1 more season, and then I'm going to start playing him in the first team next season because he's good. And Fabien Durand, who I signed for free off of Paris Saint-Germain. He was on loan. Oh no, he wasn't on loan. Sorry, I sent him to Dijon. For £350,000, so we made a bit of money, and I don't think he's going to get very much better than he currently is. So there we go. So that's the outs. We made £31 million out of all these things. We've had to bat away. We could have made something like £150 million if we'd sold Millie and Rosenzweig and Machasek, all of whom have been, and like Serapio and Martins. A lot of our players have been attracting bids of around £20 million. But what I did during the season was I offered them all new contracts and removed their release fees because a couple of them still had them. I think who was it? Millie may have had a £23 million release clause, or someone else did. So I got rid of all those release clauses. So we're not going to lose them through my hand. It may be that the board accepts bids for them, but I hope not. We're about to start the season, so I doubt that they'll start just selling players out from under me at this stage. Although, as with Crazy Mo, they do that. So then I brought in some new players. We'll start with Deni Matovic, the Serbian right defender. Sorry, he's good. He's 20, so he's going to get a little bit better, and he's as good as Loic Laveau. In fact, he's quicker than Loic Laveau already, so he'll be our sort of up and coming right back. I then signed Mauro Laies, 18-year-old midfielder. I actually think I signed him a couple of years ago, and he's maybe not progressed as well as they said he might, but you never know, he could still do. 18, looks pretty decent. He's in the reserve team. which this season we have, because we have enough of those players who are that kind of age to actually have one. I also signed this guy. This was another one that I signed about 2 years ago. I'm not sure that he's going to become as good as they said he was going to, but never mind, he might do. Thank you, Humberto. Then I signed Lucas Yarolim, a right back, who is going to be our starting right back probably this season. Physical, speedy, defensively good, has very good eyebrows. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. So that's why we got rid of our right backs and stuff over here. Then I signed this guy, Nicolas Paez, who is a sensational left back, which is why I got rid of Manuel. He's just the best one we have, so he's going to play. He's excellent, excellent, excellent. Signed it for £10 million off Nacional. I also nearly signed one of their right backs, but I think the work permit didn't work. I can't remember. Excuse me a second. Then Gökhan... Oh, that's Galatasaray. Gökhan Sen, who I think I mentioned to you previously. He's another one who, when I signed him, because he's Turkish, so that means they can't join until they're 18. He doesn't look like he's going to be as good as they said he would be, but he's in the reserves, we'll see. And then another youngster, I believe, if it's for that little money, Henan Anzarda. Another one who's... I mean, he looks like he probably could end up being pretty good. Again, I signed him a couple of years ago, and he's finally joined. Between 16 and 18, these players don't seem to do much at River and Chivas and that sort of thing. And then the big money went on Cosmin Farchas, the Romanian left midfield / central midfielder. He's kind of playing both those roles he could do. Very nice player. Looking forward to seeing him play the game. He's more of a central midfielder who can't cross very much. I'll put him on training for crossing to try and improve that a little bit. Maybe he can play on that left. And then Werner Meyer, who is 16 and real good. I spent £6 million on him. I was told I would only have to spend £2 million, but I thought I need to have him. He's going to be great. He's bald at 16. What more can you want from a player? Right, let's go to Cosmin and put him on training for his crossing, because he's not good at it, but he is good generally. Very quick and stuff, so I'm liking him. And yeah, so that's what's kind of happened. I'll show you the Premier League. Who have we got in the league this year with us? I believe... Why are Man City bottom? Oh, right, they've already played. Okay. That's just going to be weird. I thought they might have been hit by a fine or something, but no, unfortunately not. Who came up? It was Leeds, Newcastle, and Burnley. Yes, Leeds, Newcastle, and Burnley. The Championship... Oh, wow. Havant and Waterloo are in the Championship, which is a sensational result. Our vassal Brighton are in the middle there, doing a little bit better. They managed to survive. That's good. And anyone else that we're interested in? Charlton and Leicester there, doing okay. Dagenham and Redbridge, again, pushing for the top division. They missed out last season, which was a shame, and AFC Wimbledon as well. Justice and Bele's Everton are flying high at the top of League One. I can't believe that they kept him on. Let me just see when he was... when did they... Yeah, so they got him in at Christmas. So it was actually Robin Rowlandson's team that got relegated, but Justice and Bele there trying to hopefully bring them back up, I guess. These are a big team that are down in the third league, so that's a shame for them. Anyway, so this season will be similar to last season. I won't record too many videos until we get to some kind of crunch time. But today we have to play against West Bromwich Albion, so we will do. I'm surprised that Man City have lost that game, because Man City bought a lot of good players. So did Man United. They bought a couple of players that I was in for who were going to ask for something like £100 and something thousand on wages, which I just can't afford. So we did what we could in terms of getting players in who are not... Oh, for goodness sake. Sorry, hang on. I'll just clear those out and start that again. Yeah, I did my best to bring in new players. I think... Oh, no. Why would I put a centre... Stupid game. But yeah, it wasn't possible to get in all of my transfer targets. It wasn't possible, but Saki's still suspended. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's been okay. It's been an okay summer. Like I said, there was a right back I think that I wanted to sign, who Man City bought for something like 20 million and £100,000 a week or something ridiculous, who I couldn't match. But we're still not at that level yet. I've also noticed that Kenny Warren is as good, if not even slightly better than Peter McBride, which is good because Peter McBride is constantly injured. Let's go here. Maciasek plays very well in the centre of midfield. Just FYI, I'm sure Sam probably would have said duh, but yeah, he's real good. So I'm actually going to start this game with trying to play him there, see how that goes, and we'll put Reggiano and let's go Reggiano and we'll put Sharbo in here. So that's going to be our team. It looks a pretty good team. Apparently last season, like for example, we played Real Madrid, and in both games we lost the first game away 1-0, and we were battered, and yet the press was saying that we were disappointing in our defeat against them, and then we beat them 2-1, and they were disappointed that we didn't beat them by more. So we have a good side, and I looked at the Real Madrid side is ridiculous, and so if they think that we're as good as them, then we're probably quite good. So let's see how the new team works. Mac scored something like 5 in his previous game, so that's why he's getting the start here. Our pre-season was spent playing a lot of Brazilian sides, which was, I guess, good. The thing is, they're not that great, but you get a lot of money for playing them. So, like, I think we must have made £2 or £3 million just on... Come on now. We haven't even changed that many players. Why? All right, whatever. I'm not going to get so... Oh, my God, what a weird formation. Very deep-lying defensive midfield. Well, anyway, hopefully we can come back from this. The bloody Hawthorns. Millie now. Out to Serapio, to Paez, to Mac. Oh, good effort. Metcalf just tips it around the post. It's going out for a corner. I need to sniff again. It's I need to take some of my anti-allergy medicine, I guess, because this is an allergy feeling runny nose that I've got going on at the moment. It's not a normal one. Nice to spend... Oh, it's going to be a slingshot. Yeah, there it goes. Martin's been booked. This is his first game for his new club, is against his old club. Oh, Maciasek goes for the free kick over the bar. Now, I'm interested in Maciasek, see if he does do well in this midfield role here, because he reminds me a little bit of Luciano Dagna, who for the first couple of years played out on the left for us when I was playing as Weston-super-Mare. But, he's getting the chances. Probably he's not a great finisher. Who transitioned into an attacking midfield role for us and was just sensational. And so I'm thinking that maybe the same thing could happen for Maciasek, because he's real good. Frimpong out to Pajic. Oh, Lord. Who was that? Where's the right back gone? Anyway, Rosenzweig heads clear. Mac picks it up. They keep going on at me about the fact that Emmanuel Frimpong, it can't be the same guy. He'll be about 60 now. Farchas. Warren to Farchas. To Warren to Paez. Puts the ball in, but they clear again. Warren again. Keep going, Warren. He does tackle, but Pajic gets it. Chaitov. Come on. That's a big ball up to Mac. He's quick. He can get on the end of it. He can, and he gets it out for a corner. We need to score a goal here, guys. This is not very good. Martins crosses the ball to the back stick. Maciasek gets there. Yarrolin to Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig again into Millie. Millie had a good pre-season. A pretty good pre-season anyway. I'm a little concerned that he doesn't seem to be as strong as he was 2 years ago, which I can't really sort of explain, to be perfectly honest. Oh, Mac is getting booked for a dive. Well, for the other player diving over him. 44 minutes. This is poor. Maciasek, good free kick, but just over the bar. Well, I mean, it's underwhelming. We ended the season on such a high with that ridiculous last game of the season. Hang on a second. You weren't that bad. You weren't that bad. You weren't that bad. Oh my God, someone's playing badly at the back. In fact, we're playing quite a few of us playing badly. Maciasek is not playing well. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll swap Farkas and Maciasek now. Because Maciasek can at least cross the ball. That failed experiment is now over. Because if you can't do it against West Brom, you can't do it against Real Madrid. And that's the answer. That's the thinkings in my heads. Right now then, Martin to Kristic. Oh my lord, what's... Pajic, come on now. Martin's clear is good. I want Sucky back in that side over there. Right, so we've made that change. Is it going to make much of a difference to us, or are we going to have to bring on Kappa? We are going to have to bring on Kappa. Kappa comes on for Farchas. Matusek is improving. Topic can come on. Mac isn't playing great. In fact, he's been booked, but let's leave it for another few minutes. Oh, for goodness sake. Weirdly, despite the fact that they seem to have had all the chances, we've had more chances. Frimpong, whoever his name was, heads over the bar. We escape. Right, here we go. Kappa, Yaralim, Kappa, Millie. Oh, Sam made the very good point in one of his comments to me that it's great that it's great that Millie takes such advantage of his 20 on. Oh, Mac. Takes such advantage of his 20 on composure and finishing to smash the ball home at every opportunity. I completely agree. It's very weird, but it's Football Manager. Right, so bringing on Riano. It looks like Matusek is still playing badly. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Not sure quite why Matusek is playing so poorly. He hasn't been complaining for a move or anything. Topic, there we go. Nicely done. Topic, by the way, I had Emmanuel Frimpong. Is he going to get booked? He's got himself a yellow. No, he didn't. He got a... Oh, okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So someone came in, like in the news, said, "Oh, I'm interested in buying Sime Topic," and I looked at it. And usually, when it's it's your best player. Like for all the rest of the players, it says issue a hands-off warning unless there's some kind of sort of rotation option. But with Topic, it said, yeah, we should listen to some offers if the right one comes in. And I thought, that's absolutely mad. He's amazing. So, yeah, I completely disagree with my scouts' opinion of him. We're losing 1-0 to West Brom in the first game of the season. This is madness. Paez to Warne. Warne to Riano. To Matusek. Oh, good save. Straight at him, though. Frimpong again. I mean, that's a multiple... There we go. Multiple offences, I was going to say. All right, Matusek crosses. Matusek to Paez. Off Frimpong for another corner. Again, we're dominating them and somehow losing. Martin, Serapio. Oh, this nose is irritating me. Matusek to Warne. To Matusek. Crosses the ball. Millie. Oh, Metcalf. Oh, fuck. Okay, Martin's now. Crosses, and apparently Serapio could have just headed that in, but didn't bother. I mean, okay, can we please score an equaliser? Yaroli, Martins, Topic, out to Yarolim again. Crosses the ball in, Royano heads over. Oh, itching my eye now. Yeah, definitely it's definitely a... They've got lots of yellow cards across their back four. And, oh no, Frimpong's not in the back four. It's my mistake. Serapio gives it to Matusek. Matusek to Riano. Riano, Millie, Kappa. Big hit, but it's gone over. Kappa's good for a long ranger. Scored a couple in pre-season. Scored a few last season, as you'll remember, I'm sure. If it was recorded. If it wasn't recorded, then he did score a few last season. You can trust me. Metcalf to Kappa wins the header, but nobody was really paying attention. Metcalf again. We've got 10 seconds to get something from this game, or to give them a second. Oh, nice little chip back to the goalkeeper there. Wow, there we go. For goodness sake. Well, that's a classic Swindon start to the season. Oh dear, Western-super-Mare. Oh dear, Western-super-Mare. What's going on there? I wonder who their manager is. They sacked a manager last season again. No surprises, really. They signed a couple of good players, though. They signed a really good centre-back, who I was kind of interested in, but he's not quite as good as our ones. So, you'd think they do better than 5-0. Farchas makes his Swindon Town debut as everybody fucks everything up. Martins is excellent. I'm not going to say anything because I'll get banned. Metcalf did have a very impressive game. What was I wanted to see just quickly who Weston-super-Mare has as manager now. Andreas Nicolau. I mean, he's not a good manager. And he's only ever had one other job, which was as manager of Cyprus, where they were bad. So, I mean, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, Weston-super-Mare. They've been on quite the decline. Their captain is this guy, Kurt Kilby. And he's crap. Oh dear. I think Weston-super-Mare may not be long for this world. Oh, Weston. Anyway, so that's the end of that video then. It's a disappointing one. We finish it in 17th, but at least we're down there with Man City. I'll probably come back and maybe if the Champions League has something interesting to throw up in terms of our group, maybe I'll play a game from there. Otherwise, it'll be after Christmas, and I'll see you then. See you later, guys. Bye.